Welcome to our practice 2.3 day 1 order of operations with integers answer key. In number 1, you would multiply in the numerator first. You would then divide the numerator by the denominator second, get 2, and you bring down the negative sign. So your final answer is negative 2. In number 2, you would subtract negative 4 minus 5, which can be rewritten as negative 4 plus negative 5, which is a negative 9. Multiplied by negative 1 is a positive 9. In number 3, subtract 1 minus 5, you get negative 4. Divide 4 and 2, you get 2, and they have different signs, so you have a negative 2 final answer. In number 4, subtract in the numerator. 7 minus negative 3 can be rewritten as 7 plus 3. Just add the opposite. And you get 10 divided by 2, which is 5. In number 5, add negative 4 plus 2, you get negative 2. When you multiply that times 2, you have different signs. So you end up with a negative, and 2 times 2 is 4, negative 4. Number 6, 5 minus 5 is 0. Add 4, you get 4. And number 7, you're going to divide first. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Negative 2 minus 3 can be written as negative 2 plus the opposite of 3, which is negative 3, which gives you negative 5. Multiply that by the negative 1 from the beginning. Same signs, positive answer, positive 5. And number 8, start inside the parentheses, negative 6 minus 1. You could change it to addition. You would end up with negative 7 plus 3. Negative 7 plus 3 gives you a negative 4. And finally, multiply by the negative 2. Same signs, positive, so you end up with a positive 8. Number 9, subtract in the denominator. 1 minus 3 is negative 2. You would divide, different signs, negative answers, so you have a negative 1. Add on the 2. Now where do we get plus 2? It said subtract negative 2, which is the same as adding the opposite of negative 2, which is a 2. So negative 1 plus 2 gives you a positive 1. And in number 10, negative 3 minus 5, same as negative 3 plus negative 5 is a negative 8. So now you have negative 5 minus negative 8, which can be changed to negative 5 plus positive 8, which ends up being a 3. So the denominator ends up being a 3. And bring down the 9, which is in the numerator, and your final step is to divide 9 by 3 to get 3. And number 11, multiply, you get negative 15. When you divide same signs, you end up with a positive 5. And you subtract 1, you get 4. Number 12, subtract first. Divide 10 by negative 2, get negative 5. Negative 5 minus 2 is the same as negative 5 plus a negative 2, which is a negative 7 final answer. For number 13, subtract 5 minus 10 and get negative 5. Now you're going to subtract a negative 5, which is the same as adding its opposite, which is a positive 5. And subtracting negative 6 is the same as adding a positive 6, which is the opposite of that. So to get your final answer, all you have to do is add these all up. So I decided to add the positives first to get 11. And negative 1 plus a positive 11 gives you a 10. In number 14, subtract, end up with negative 32. Remember, subtracting 3 is the same as adding negative 3. And then you divide negative 32 divided by negative 4 and get a positive 8. And add on the 2 and get 10. 15, multiply, you get 6. Subtract negative 1 is the same as adding 1, which gives you a negative 6 in the denominator. When you divide 6 by negative 6, you get a negative 1. Bring down that negative sign, and you would say this as the opposite of a negative 1 gives you a positive 1 as your final answer. And then number 16, subtract first, multiply next, you get 40, and you divide by negative 5 last, which gives you a negative 8 for number 16. That's it.